A big hand to each one of you. Clash of Titans னு சொன்னாங்க. Clash னு இருக்க போறதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் தெரியல. Brace up yourself. Sequence இருக்காவா? இருக்கா? Okay, good. Okay. So this is a debate where there are no rules. But anyway, I'll read out some rules. Before that, let me actually introduce you the debaters. So these debaters are unlike many other debaters, any other debates you might have seen. So that's why I have to prepare a huge intro, so bear with me. Sangeeta, turn on the timer. Sorry, Sangeeta kappa, odikala, irkiya. Okay. So we've heard the tagline, where leaders are made in Toastmasters. These speakers that we have today, if you were to talk about them or if you were to think about them, the words that come to you in your mind are titans, stalwarts, or superstars. They are none of these. Because they are people who cared for others, who were there for others when they were needed the most. They created more leaders. And that is why they have many more followers. A big hand to the debaters, please. Big hand! The one outstanding quality of all these debaters, each one of them, is humility. They have been district officers, area officers, club officers, district directors, club mentors, sponsors, education speakers. These are titles that sit lightly on their shoulders. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one after the other, Team A, DTM Jain. DTM Sundaraman. Last but not the least, the district director herself, DTM Sugandhi Peresa. Team B, DTM Vijayalakshmi. DTM Satish. DTM by accident, Shubhadeep Parekh. Alright, the stage is all set. Here are some of the rules that the DTMs are going to break. The topic being debated is, what makes up for a strong speech, content or delivery? The toss has been taken by Team A, that's going to speak about content. They strongly believe that content is most important for a speech. Team B believes that it is delivery that is more important for a speech. Here's what is going to happen. Team A, speaker 1, DTM Jain goes first. Team B, DTM Vijay goes first. Okay, should be. This is what breaks the rules. Okay. Didi start. Okay. Start with the lady first. Okay. DTM Shubdeep. Alright guys, we're running out of time. Okay, Shubdeep goes first. Then DTM Sundaraman goes next from Team A. DTM Vijay goes next. Speaker number 2. And DTM Jain, speaker number 3 from Team A. And DTM Satish from Team B will be the speaker number 3. Once they are done presenting their views, can we give them some papers to make some notes? Do you guys need? Chandar, can we give them some papers? I mean, please.
Content. None of them.
Yeah, please.
Make a
note.
please.
They'll be given 4 minutes time to prepare, collate their views, and then the stage is set fire to shoot the arrows. After they're done debating for about 15 minutes, the floor will be open. The secret judges will then get to ask the questions. And then...
By WhatsApp?
Alright, and then they will summarize their views. So, it's up to the lady.
Thank you, Sudha. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise both your hands. With whatever you have. Okay, now we'll talk who are the judges with the ballots. Alright. We heard great speeches like I Have a Dream. And then we heard great leaders like Abraham. But the thing is, Sudha set precedence to this debate herself. She delivered an introduction that was content rich, and we are still figuring out whether we should surpass her expectations or be line with the expectations, or just to be on the same ground. We would have heard great speakers like Abraham Lincoln, Obama, Mahatma Gandhi, and of course many of our leaders who are at their homes or in their hospitals. Each of them have really mesmerized us with the content. If you look at all our Indian leaders, they mostly confine themselves behind the lectern. They don't show any body movement. But then their content is really good. Either the content is really good for us to ponder upon, or the content is really good for people to pick up as a debate topic and have fun. Many a times you also see leaders who don't even stand, they sit and speak. All they have only is this. But the entire Tamil Nadu, the whole state of Tamil Nadu listens to them. What matters really the most is the content. Imagine you're called to a feast and they say we laid out a plantain leaf, put payasam, appalam, pickle, sambar, sadam, and all stuff. And you get invited to another feast where you made to stand in a buffet and you're served instant noodles. Which one would you go for?
Noodles.
Now,
So content always matters.
Team B, DTM Subhadip Barak, present your views.
Okay, good morning everyone.
Good morning.
See, think about this. Martin Luther King Jr. writes down his I Have a Dream speech and puts it into pamphlets and says, America, go free the black people. The reason why that speech stands is because he delivered it in front of those thousands of people. Now, I'm not even going to talk about all that thing. But you know what? In today's corporate world, one of the biggest problems is technical presentations. No matter how great the presentations are, no matter what great content is there in the slides, you will always fall off to sleep because the presenters do not deliver it. How many of you loved your college professors? Yeah. The ones who were fun, the ones who used to make the classes fun, the ones who used to make everything interesting for us, not those boring professors who will do some great maths on the class and leave. That's the power of delivery. It can have as much great content as it is, but it's only on paper. And that content reaches the audience only when it is delivered in the greatest way possible. My next few members will prove this to you in the next 6 minutes to come, and I rest my case.
DTM Sundaraman goes next.
I think the other team, they want to say something, but we have something to say. I guess. So the content matters a lot, right? So if you don't have content and deliver all gimmicks in the form of delivery, people say it is a speech with gas. At the end of the day, they don't have any takeaway. They will relish on the spot, but when they go home, they may not have a message. I think already some of the speakers mentioned about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, I think still we are all fortunate to have the video recording and you can see that speech in the YouTube. Martin Luther King clutched to his podium. He has not moved out and he has not made use of the stage. And he was constantly referring to the script. That means he has not made wide eye contact with the audience. But still, 2000 to 250,000 people on the spot. They gave a clap every minute. It's a 6-minute speech, and 6 times they gave a thundering ovation. That is the kind of impact. So this happened in 1961, and still we talk about it. After that, then we talk about the famous scientist, Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking is a popular scientist. He gives a speech and his people are eager to listen to him. He's not even opening his mouth. All his speech comes out with a speech synthesizer because of the content. With content and conviction he speaks, and people are willing to listen. Probably the other side, opposite team may brush aside these people saying that they are all oldies and all this happened several decades back. But in the recent times, in 2013, the Nobel winner, Malala, presented her speech in UNO. She has not used any gestures. She had minimal facial expression, no props, little vocal variety. But still, she was able to make 50% of the audience in tears.
Alright, team B, speaker number 2, DTM Vijayalakshmi goes next.
Madam Moderator, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So always we have put what we see first rather than the words or the content. DTM Sundaraman sir beautifully explained about a gas. Well, let me explain to you about a gas which is very essential, which is oxygen. Oxygen is also a gas, but you cannot neglect it. So not all gases are negligible, sir. It is very essential for living. Raise your hand if you have prepped for the international speech contest. Raise your hand if you are prepared for the international speech contest looking at the videos of world champions. Raise it properly. Look around. Now raise your hands if you have prepared your international speech contest looking at the speech scripts of the international speech contestants and not the videos. There you go. None of them have shared their content or the script for us to see. What we have seen and what we have been inspired and what we all are aspiring to do is what we see, and that is the delivery part of it. World champions have won the world championship by delivering the content, because the content is what is in their head. The delivery is what it reaches to the audience. They do not communicate to the audience, they connect to the audience, and the connection happens only through the delivery part. Madam Moderator, I did not tell you because you are very brilliant and beautiful. We say it is public speaking and not public writing. So I rest my case now.
Speaker number 3, DTM Jayan Narayan, is the third and final speaker from Team A.
Check. Check. They switched off the content. No other choice, but you have a plate of food and a pack of diamonds. What will you share with me? Food, of course. That is why international speakers don't share their content, they share their delivery. Because content is very precious. They have taken such an effort to write that content. Practice it, anybody can practice, but writing content is very difficult. You write a content and give it to me, I'll deliver it in any style you prefer. And instant. You tell me Rajinikanth style, I'll immediately deliver it. You tell me write in a way Karunanidhi writes, I can't. And people are talking about oxygen. Even donkeys need oxygen. We need to be specific about what gas it is. And the gas that we were talking about is carbon monoxide that the cars leave out, which is not good for individuals like us. The oxygen that I talk about is the content that God has given to us. Am I not right? Yeah. God has given to us. Look at the collective wisdom of Team A. Sundaraman is a granddad. He's already a grandfather. If Neena John is the mother of Toastmasters, she's the grandmother of Toastmasters. If these guys are opponents, I'm the grand opponent here. So there's so much of wisdom in Team A, you can decide as to which team is talking sense here and which team is talking.
And now the final speaker from Team B, DTM Satish.
Good morning, Toastmasters and friends.
Good morning.
I still remember vividly the giant who delivered a session where he scripted, or I can say re-scripted the Jinky speech itself into different versions. He had a content of a Jinky speech as well. which we discuss for about 30-40 minutes on every paragraph differently. Of course, there are some intelligent speakers who can get the scripts. It's commonly available everywhere. Even the champions share the scripts, but the delivery which matters the most. Delivery of a speech is the first thing which reaches to the audience when you are delivering a speech. The first thing, the immediate attention you can gather from the speaker is the delivery. The way how you deliver, it matters. You take any example of 1,000 years old content or any history which was there for a longer time. Recent times in the last 2-3 decades, it's prominently spread across and known to every individual just because it has been delivered at a right sense needed, not because it is available for so many years. That makes a huge difference why so much content and technology has been reached out to so many people in the recent times. That's really because of the delivery, the way you deliver. Again, people presume that delivery is more about kicking your leg and showing your hands up. No, delivery is more about connecting with the audience and delivering to the content exactly the way you want to deliver, not just spreading out the words as the content. I'll leave it to you, audience, to decide the delivery aspect, the best for a speaker to get.
Alright, we have 4 minutes for both the teams to collect their points and then come up with a debate.
One small announcement, please pay attention. Card number 7.
What I liked in the debate was that person had so much of to say, and they didn't confuse with what they were talking.
Okay. What did you like about that debate that you witnessed? What did you like about it?
The way in which you express your thoughts.
Okay.
Because in a debate, it's actually war happening there. You can get carried away. Respecting other opinion and sharing your thoughts. That's more important.
Okay. Did any of you, those who witnessed, yes, Renita?
My favorite debaters are Rising Pillars and Raja. What I personally love about them is the fact that they compete with each other a lot and they give equal importance to content and delivery. Content is like the fetus in the womb. Delivery is
Wow.
what
Really? Wow. You beat us after the meeting. Yes. I know you've already met. Anyways, it's been fixed. All right. I was hoping that somebody would bring this up because come any festival, all of us tune our TVs to this one rock show. I'm not the Solomon Papaya, don't worry. But we definitely have Bharati Bhaskars and Rajas among us. The beauty of those debates are, they are well prepared and equally well delivered. I've always had this difficulty in understanding, was it their charm, was it their ability, their oratory skills, or was it... Okay, probably. Were they handed scripts? Talk about these controversial things and you get more TRPs. What was that one thing that actually makes this show tick year after year, festival after festival? So when I was given this agenda and I was told that what makes it for a strong speech, is it the content or delivery? I'm here just as you are to find out. And dear teams, the time is up. Team A goes first. So who's going to talk from here?
Thank you very much, Mr. Alex. I think in the last 5 minutes or whatever given time, you all would have witnessed which team was actively preparing for their content. Right? So they were so desperate to prepare their content because they want to win the debate. I just pity them. Right? But today, still, as we want to reiterate, still even after several years, we are able to recollect and it is taken as a benchmark or a bar, right? I have a dream. Yes, we can, that kind of speeches. And even the Toastmasters International Champions, right? It is because of their message. I see something in you, but I don't know what it means. So these kind of speeches, they are still in our memory because of the content. But finally, I will not take much of my time because our content is very solid. I would like to, both our teams, all this time, we were only talking about our perception and opinions in a subjective way. But finally, I want to rest my case in an objective manner. I think most of you all participate in a contest, either as a participant or a judge or some role player. And all of you know this sheet given by Toastmasters International, which is a 90-year-old organization. This is the ballot paper. And you see the parameters, speech development, effectiveness, speech value, which is clubbed under the title called content, 50 marks. Appropriateness and correctness, that comes under language, 20 marks. Language is also part of content, right? So 50 plus 20, 70 marks allocated for content. When you see on the other side, for delivery, physical, voice and manner, just 30 marks. Of course, we don't deny that content is, delivery is not important. Delivery is also important, but today's topic is which one is more relevant, which one makes your speech memorable. So even today, I still remember some of the speeches given by icebreaker speeches. After 3 years, when I meet that particular speaker, I said, still I remember your content. Though you give your first speech, you might have won a ribbon or not, but still I remember your speech. It is because of the content, I am able to remember your speech. And I think it is the responsibility of every speaker that they have to do justice for the audience. If you want to do justice for the audience, homework is essential. Whether it is a prepared speech, a debate, or a stand-up comedy, you have to prepare and enrich your content. Without your content, then it means you are disrespecting the audience. Just by the gimmicks, by doing stage manners and all kind of gimmicks, dramas, if you think that you can wail away and then come out of the stage, it is a gross injustice done to the audience. And finally, I want the judges and the debate moderator to consider this material evidence of Toastmasters International ballot paper.
We first wanted to clarify a few things here. We will start with the TP master for the day, Srinidhi. Srinidhi, thank you so much for helping our team. Yes, you are absolutely right. Content is the fetus, but the fetus cannot remain just like that for years to come. It has to be delivered. That is why we said delivery is like the rebirth. Yeah? So delivery is important. Thank you so much, Srinidhi, for being the invisible part of this team. Okay, so answer to Srinidhi. Sundaraman sir, thank you so much for coming up with the judges ballot. Though I attended most of the JTPs, I never had the idea of coming with a ballot. We know that the content has 15 marks, grammar and appropriateness has 20 marks. Okay, so they took that also for 70 marks. Remaining is 30. We are generous. You take that also. And everything. Total 100 marks is for content. Remember, guys, in any speech evaluation, in club area or any contest, no one comes on stage and talks about the content that you delivered. They never said, Partha, why did you choose this story? I know you had a better personal story to share. Why did you share that story? What about that fight you had with your wife that day in the restaurant? Nobody comes and says that. Everybody talks only about the gestures, the body movements, the eye contacts, and how I felt when I heard your story. Nobody said how I felt when you were embarrassed that day in the restaurant. Obviously, it's the delivery that comes front. The paper is given to people like you to make more emphasis on the little part. Remember, it's only the small things that matter the most in life. It's the 30 points that matters more in the point and not the 70. I have a few more points to clarify and that will be handed over by Shubhi. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Teammate was next.
Oh, we again have chances, is it? I thought
No,
only
we
one
have only
person.
5 minutes, right?
No, you guys have.
Okay.
Overall 50.
Oh, well and good then.
Yeah.
Let me apologize. The content that was given by the moderator was not appropriate. I know it was the turn of the. You saying something? I don't have to.
Deliver your content.
Deliver.
Deliver your content.
Moderator, let me moderate. Or content your delivery and deliver it.
Sarah is the most used word. We have to be nice.
Well, they're going to give one book as a I'll declare that you want to take the book.
Running out of content.
Let me tell you something, and you picked up rightly the fetus that she was referring to. I don't know why you got that idea. The statistics goes that today out of every 10 deliveries, meaning of babies, 9 are 9 out of 10 such deliveries are C-section. Not the natural deliveries. That means delivery is useless. We humans are incapable of delivering the natural way. And today the medical professional decided that it is best to cut out and take that piece out because that content inside the tummy is more important than the way. So, how many of you have seen this Hindi movie Bagban? There is a scene where Amitabh Bachchan stands behind the lectern and delivers a very emotional talk. If you have not watched it, leave everything else and go and watch that, and you will decide how powerful the content was. He did not move his arms, he did not move his facial gestures, even he did not wink an eyelid. He yet connected with me sitting in the audience 1,000 miles away. And that is how powerful content can be. Can any of you deliver a speech without content? And come here and say, what the hell do I understand from what you're doing? Absolute beautiful gesture, but there is no content. So like how my teammate said, 70% is content. Of course you need delivery, that's just 30%. You can deliver a content without delivery. You can never write a content with delivery. Thank you so much.
Okay, no argument on this. Who is the best speaker, best person on stage? You want to listen? Jayan, come on. No argument on this, right? Jayan Narayanan. But Jayan Narayanan is Jayan Narayanan because give him any content, any worst content on earth, he will make it the most interesting speech on earth. Correct? Everyone agrees? Right? Any education speech you ask him, any topic, he doesn't even know the topic. You ask him, he'll give an education speech on this. I'm his mentee, okay? The first thing he taught me is it doesn't matter what is there in the speech, until and unless you can deliver it in a good way. Look at Kartik Mohandas. What was there in that speech? He's the district champion now. That's the power Jayan delivers. And I was seriously, in fact, surprised when Jayan came. Good that you're in marketing because C-section is also a method of delivery. Thank God you did not take out medicals. But that is out of the country. But that's why we all go to Jayan. How many, for script review, right? Many of us have gone to him. How many times he actually goes through the script? Never. 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 He will say, you deliver. Let me see. I will judge it. My speeches are all in his home dustbin. He talked about people sharing food and not diamonds. Not diamonds because the diamonds are given to GD. He is the one who prepares food, so he can only share food with people. That's what it is. So let's not argue on this. We all know Jayan is the best person to deliver any education session on the stage. So I'll not argue. As a mentee, I respect my mentor. Please, thank you so much, Jayan.
When the timer shows green, you have another 2 minutes. When the timer shows yellow, you have 1 more minute. Okay, you can go on and she shows green. After green, you have 2 minutes.
So basically you have to speak.
Yes. Argue, bring the roof down. Argue.
Then you have summary.
Argue, no?
After the debate.
Yeah, on the wrong side.
Thank you.
I think most of the debate we fail to notice the critical keywords, right? So we have to pay attention to the critical keywords. So what is the topic map? So for the benefit of audience, probably even after 20 minutes, audience may not know the topic.
I'm stunned to know that the debaters forgot the topic.
No. I just want you to answer.
What makes you for a strong, great speech? Is it the content or the delivery?
Yes.
Not the
So
moderation.
this strong, great speech, the strong and great, that is the keyword. So if you want to have a strong, great and a memorable speech, then content is important. So that is the basic hygiene factor. So that without that, all that delivery, they are all paraphernalia. They are all the frills. So they are the add-ons, like a salad dressing or something like that. But the basic ingredient is content. And again and again, we would like to reiterate, just for the sake of the debate, the other teams may want to focus on delivery, and it is up to them. So still, if you want to support on delivery, please go ahead.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, these guys have been talking about gases. Most important gas is, decide for yourself. But here, I'd like to bring a point. They said about content. How many of you actually paid attention to those nuances of his speech? He said 30 marks for the 20 marks for the language, the alliterations, the similes, the metaphors. How many of you paid attention? How many of you remember? Right? You don't remember. But I think we remember their gestures, how they connected. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
How they connected. Is it the heart or the head? Both? Okay, you need to say.
Inside goals for that.
No, you said, you tell me, you convince me, I'm not convinced.
Okay, alright, okay.
Sit this side.
Maybe that makes some difference. You are the move and sit this side.
Yeah.
The subject of discussion became DTM Jay Narayanan. Jay very well knows that people like Karthik Mohandas and Sumadeep can't be fitted into content. For Karthik Mohandas, his lungi became the content. And for Sumadeep, probably his classes or something. Not everybody can come up with content. And that is why he's been very lenient with his mentees, saying, okay, we will shape your content to do something so that we'll add some props so that whatever lack of content, we will complement it with the other props for
Thank you for using that lack of content. Most of the times, there is no lack of content, there is zero content. So all that you can do to connect your audience is only through delivery. Because content part is already zero, so there has to be some connection with the audience, and that part is the delivery part. So obviously, in the lack of content, or I would say in the absence of content, obviously the delivery plays the part.
Okay, again.
There's a certain back, Subdeep mentioned that Toastmaster Jain takes his script and puts it in dustbin and asks him to enter. So the basic idea is Jain knows that he is already having a content. He takes it for granted. So when he says that content is not ready, still he will not ask him to give a speech. Only when the content is ready, he is asking to give a speech, and because it is taken for granted, basic hygiene factor is the content.
Exactly, sir. The content is already taken for
I agree
granted,
with
so the
Sundar.
delivery which is what will matter.
Okay, how many of you have contested in international speech contest or any contest? How much time did you spend in front of the mirror doing all this gimmickry, or in front of a pen and paper, or in front of your computer, giving that final touch till the last moment about the content?
Okay.
Alright, so there's your answer. Ladies and gentlemen.
It works if you sit here. So the debate has become a little personal. Delivery, I of course mentored a couple of people when Karthik came to me with his content. It was stupid. I said, you do one thing, you are not fit enough to write the content, go remove the lungi, they'll laugh. He took my advice seriously. I just like that passed an advice to him. He went and did that, and the people laughed, and the judges got carried away. They didn't and they named him the champion, right? Which champion? District, international, yeah, some champion. So the reason why I trashed the content was it was not fit enough to be delivered. So the content has to be powerful enough just for debate. Right? The same way, this guy came to my house with this content. He said, I have two choices. Either I can contest for a division director or take this channel of contesting in a contest. I said, looking at you, division director. The piece of paper, even my 5-year-old son will laugh at me. This is the way to write a content. He's just copied from 3 other speakers. That is his own way. That is not content. Content is what comes from your heart. Your original stories, what has happened to you, and that is what has won. Dhananjaya won because of his powerful original content and not because of just delivery.
If you are debating from that side on the content, why didn't you take the papers from Karthik and Shubhadeep and work on the content? Rather, you thrashed the papers and said the content is not for you, and you worked on the delivery. When was the first time or the last time? Is Chinky the first person to come and tell you follow your dreams? No. My father told me follow your dreams long time ago.
Okay,
why did Chinky win? Because of the delivery.
It should be in a form, it can be molded.
They are really taking my word seriously, bring the roof down.
What absolutely?
I see something in all of
For
you.
content rich people need not be afraid. They can go face any kind of audience. But the delivery, it is to some kind of audience who listen without this.
Alright, tell me what did she say?
Content is listening for us.
The debaters have been intimidating by by their looks and hands and fists with each other. They've tried to bribe me and the judges and all that. I'm still waiting for the final quote. Anyways, the floor is now open for your questions. The judges and the audience can ask the debaters what you think makes up for a great speech.
Okay, I had a question.
Can you please stand up?
Yeah.
Can anyone give a hand mic to him, please?
I know whom you voted initially that the person who sits in Tamil Nadu also, there is no presenting skill is required, only the content is important. I want to counter you for that. Okay.
He's on our side.
No, not a political remark.
Just ask a question.
Yeah, simple. Even his voice modulation is also a presenting skills, right?
Yes,
Yes,
we
of
totally
course.
agree that
But then-
delivery is also equally important. We never ask you to brush aside. Delivery is important, but comparison, right? Which is the most important thing that is crucial for a memorable speech or an effective presentation or something like that. So on that front, content is having more weightage than the delivery. We are not just ignoring delivery part. We are not against delivery, whether it is cesarean or normal. So delivery is good, but definitely content is comparatively.
No, I just
Can we have the next question, please? Can we have another question?
Adding to that point, it is a context that brings in the modulation. Where I can add a pause, where I have to raise my voice, where I have to lower my voice, that is based on the content. If you keep the content aside with the modulation, you can't actually deliver something.
Alright, can we have the next question? Here, Surya has a question.
There is Tamil saying, "Katti irundha arappaila varum." So, if there is nothing to deliver, what will you want? If there is no content.
Alright, question for you.
Okay, so you go to a restaurant.
Hey, you translate what he said.
See, that is the power of delivery. Okay. We don't need to understand the language.
It's okay, I understood that, sir. I understood that. Thank you so much.
What if you understood?
So I'll tell you this, sir. So if you go to a restaurant, you see the menu, right? And no matter, even good restaurants have the menus describe that what are the ingredients it is made of and everything is it. Does that kill your hunger?
No.
Seeing just the menu and reading what the menu is.
No.
Right?
Everything is there in the chatting already இருக்கு எல்லாமே restaurant.
At the end of the day, only when the food is delivered, you taste it, you know how good that food is. So only when the delivery is done, you know how good is the delivery.
Alright,
Just I
ladies
want to
and gentlemen.
Only
when
when
you go to a coffee shop, when the coffee tea wala, if he is giving a tea, will you be happy or only when he makes a body gesture?
We are up for the next question.
Adding one more point, many of us are fans of Kai and than the 5-star restaurants, which only cuts that cilantro and garnishes all over the plate. You pay 1,000 rupees, you don't come back satisfied. You go to Kai and Bhavan, you pay 50 rupees, you go back with a big smile.
Exactly, that's what he also said. Delivery is like the dressing of the salad. So the cilantros is what it matters. That's why you go to the Kayeti Bhavan and not the fancy restaurants. That's why we are
Actually, you're concurring with this thing, Vijay. Alright, so yeah, let us take another question from Anirudh.
So, most people have their opinions walking into a debate. Of course, the debatees themselves, like there was a debate whether Jain was favoring content or delivery as well. But the audience has biases themselves. So, I maybe walked in with, hey, it's either content or delivery, one of them. So, what have the debatees actually done to modify that opinion? So, have they convinced enough? Case in point, there has been a lot of discussion, no content and delivery, no delivery and content sort of. Everyone knows that both are needed. But what holds the edge? I have not yet heard any points or like, is there anything at all that can switch the audience?
Wait a minute. Wait, before you answer the question.
Can you switch the audience? Is there a point where someone actually believes so, and can you switch the audience? Is there a powerful enough point?
You come from a musical family.
Wait a minute.
So,
Before you guys answer this question. Alright, this is the last question we can take. I know all of you have really interesting questions.
Judges, your question, Sudha.
Sudha, he asked a question we wanted to answer.
Shall I respond?
Alright, one second. Before the debaters answer this question, for the record, this young chap is the son of DTM Sundaram.
So we will continue with that. You come from a musical family. Okay? Your dad has written a book on the ragas available in the music songs and all of that. Okay, movie songs and all of that. I'm telling you this. I'm not a good singer, but anyways. Kanmani anbodu kadalan. Naan ezhudum kadidam kadidasi, whatever. It is just in words. Okay. It became a sensation only when the heroine sang the song.
But
only when it was delivered.
The counterpoint is we are looking at different deliveries. We are pointing to newspapers. Over here, as he pointed out, it was about the speech.
Here the topic is about the speech. Which is more important than the speech?
But
is it the content
comparing different media?
Alright, now let us allow one more question from the judge. Yeah, let us allow one last question, please.
What do you remember movie for? Its story or
Now, first of all, the title does not talk about movie or song or anything like that. We are talking about speech, right? So again, all of us, we were debating or sharing our opinions and perceptions. Definitely it can vary. Tomorrow if I'm asked to talk on the other side in Medley, I may talk in different way. But the fact remains,
We may talk in a very sensible way.
no, the fact remains, Toastmasters International, which is a 90-year-old organization, they have come out with this balance paper. Forget about the language part. Content 50%.
Sir, I have been the chief judge of the district. I am telling you, very, very important matter.
The fact remains, finally all of them had to stand and deliver their content.
You, especially you. Especially you.
That's out of the respect for the audience.
Alright, so did we have an awesome debate today? Yes. With rich content and delivered really well. And now it's up to the judges to decide which team is a winner. Back to the master of ceremony today, Amrit. But before I sign off, we ran out of time. Otherwise, we could have given them each 1 more minute to summarize. But they did summarize their debates really well based on the judge's question.
Now the winning team for the debate competition is the team delivery.
Thank you, Jayan.
May I request our sponsor, Postmaster Partha, to come on the stage. I request the delivery team to come on stage.
It's okay, we don't need to show that we have